know.
Did you saw at least snippets, probably like I did, of Joe Rogan talking to Elon Musk?
Yeah, a good bit of it. Maybe
Did you
40
see the
minutes.
part where they talked about fighting Zuckerberg?
I didn't watch that because I knew he was going to embarrass himself.
I got insight into like what it might be like to be Elon Musk. Okay, so here's what happened. Elon Musk is talking to Joe Rogan about fighting Zuckerberg. For what it's worth, anyone who knows anything about fighting, or even barely a little bit about fighting, knows Zuckerberg fucks up Elon Musk any way he wants to. If you don't know, Zuckerberg has been training in MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's been competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and winning. If you see Zuckerberg with his shirt off, you're like, holy shit, this guy is fit and possibly on steroids. If you see Elon Musk with his shirt off, you're like, whoa, this guy needs a cut, possibly a manatee.
Vitamin D.
Right? So that is the state of these two guys. Also, Zuckerberg is a good bit younger. Elon Musk is a good bit bigger. Okay. Elon Musk says Zuckerberg backed out of the fight, which isn't what happened. Elon Musk even put up there, like, my mom told me not to fight. I'm going to back out because of her. But the way Musk tells it, anywhere, anytime I'm in, Zuckerberg ran away. That's not true. He's talking to Joe Rogan. Now, we've watched Joe Rogan talk about hypothetical fights a bunch of times. I think Joe Rogan blew up when he told Brendan Schwab, you have no chance of doing well at heavyweight. This guy's like 7th in the UFC at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what do you think would happen if you wrestled Kane? And Brendan Schwab's like, I think you'd be surprised. And he goes, no, you'd be surprised. Kane can do anything he wants with you. Something very close to that.
Yeah.
Brian Callen has been like, man, I wish I was there. If I was there, I'd have fucked that guy up. Rogan's like, no, you wouldn't. You would not fuck that guy up. You wouldn't even get in the fight. Your problem is you're surrounded by people who allow you to tell you this kind of bullshit. You get away with lies and hero stories because everyone around you is a yes man who just says, yeah, Brian, you're the coolest guy. You'd beat all those people up and save that girl. Anyway, Elon Musk gets with Joe Rogan. Suddenly Joe Rogan's the yes man. Mm-hmm. Joe Rogan's like, oh yeah, it was Zuckerberg who backed out? Huh. Good to know. Well, don't you think that all his Brazilian jiu-jitsu training might come in handy? And Musk is like, no, there's weight classes for a reason. I'd kill this guy. I was with this girl who was training or something. I laid on top of her. There's nothing she could do. There's weight classes for a reason. And he's like, people get trapped under horses. Rogan pushes back the smallest amount. Well, you're not a horse though. Like you're much lighter than a horse. And he's like, nah. Musk argued that he would use this walrus technique to lay on top of Zuckerberg. And
horse.
Yeah. He says, I just lay on top of him like a walrus. There's weight classes for a reason. I can beat him anytime you want. Joe's like, what about cardio? He says, cardio won't be a factor. And Joe's like, okay, he takes it down. Joe is a foremost expert in fighting. For all my fussing about Joe Rogan ever, I have never said that this guy isn't a subject matter expert on fighting. He is. But when Musk comes around, suddenly Joe takes this beta role and letting Musk talk about how he would beat Zuckerberg in a fight without any real pushback.
Those episodes must get crazy numbers. And he's like,
it's the second time he's ever been on the show. And the first one did a bunch because he smoked weed on it.
So I went down a rabbit hole and I watched other videos of Musk interacting with yes men around him. I watched this one where he's in a boardroom with what seemed to be high-ranking employees. And they're all praising Musk on how great his memes are. Oh, you retweet the best stuff on the internet. Your memes are so funny. Do you ever make your own memes? Musk is like, yeah, sometimes I make memes. Oh, they're so good. People are doubled over with laughter. And Musk isn't even telling jokes. He's just like, yes. And they all laugh and like belly laughs that they can't contain. It's like, what must it be like to be Musk? To have yes men around him all the time. For everyone to tell you how brilliant you are, I bet it fucks with your head to some extent.
For sure.
To have Joe Rogan tell you you'd probably win against a fight against Zuckerberg, who clearly like fighting is his passion right now. Everyone can see where the score is here. And I thought the social dynamic was really interesting to watch.
I doubt billionaires really get honest criticism from the people in their close social circle, because like if you're tight with a Mark Zuckerberg or a Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk, like that's kind of your job. Like the same way, like remember Viva La Bam, where he would just have his like cronies around him and he'd be like, hey, I'm going to drive this Lamborghini into your shins and then I'm going to slap my dad. And they'd be like, that's a great idea, Bam. Like they had to do that because he's their meal ticket. He's the reason they don't have to have a real job. If I am Elon Musk's buddy, I'm crippled laughing. Like every time he even attempts a joke, I'm like, like can't breathe, asphyxiating laughing because I'm like, I don't want to get a real job. I want to be Elon Musk's laughing boy on a
Elon
leash.
Musk can drop 150 grand and not notice it missing from his wallet. Imagine just existing in his wake.
Yeah, like, that's got to be an enticing place to be, being around like a true elite, hyper wealthy person like that.
Seems like a nice guy to me. It's just a little, definitely.
Like I could talk big about it, but I guarantee Zuckerberg, like if I was hanging out with him or something, any billionaire, I'd be laughing at their jokes. I'd be
how far do you push him, right? Like we've had people on here who said things that I found to be unbelievable, and I feel like I ended up pushing them to an awkward place that was uncomfortable for y'all at times. It's like, nah,
if
bro.
Boogie was a billionaire, I would have been like, dude, I bet you fucked up a whole gang of people at that 7-Eleven.
Remember that guy, Boogie's crazy story about like mean mugging people into pissing themselves, and the one guy got in a knife fight, had a stab wound. I was like, show me this. Where did the knife go in?
I beat myself up over that Boogie interaction for like a year. I was like, how did I sit there and let him get away with that obvious bullshit? Where he
so like bizarre that you thought about this at all.
Yeah, no, I never
thought about it again.
Good for you. No, I don't like me about that. Like and the next time he came on the show,
it's just polite.
I brought it up again. It's polite, but it's a level of, if I told you I could fly when you're not looking, you'd be like, where are you going with this?
Well, you didn't say you could fly. What if you just said on the show something, like, oh yeah, I did a quadruple backflip and I knew you only did a triple backflip. I'm not gonna call you out on it or nothing, I don't know. He was just trying to let us know that he was a tough guy too. Maybe at the time we were all doing some tough guy shit and he felt a little left out. He probably came on and like, what are you guys doing? And like, I'm shooting fucking steroids in my ass. What you, Taylor? Oh, I'm fucking training for this I'm doing archery and like beating kids up at baseball games. And Woody's over there flying through the sky doing a motorcycle rider thing. And he was like, yeah, man, shit. I just punk big guys out at gas stations and shit on the reg. Like just all up in their face.
Just slapping them in the face with Charleston shoes, daring them to do something.
I just came in from the Quickie Mart and I got a whole handful of licorice.
Yeah. It's like Jurassic Park. The guy he was about to like dominate was looking at his cup of soda on the counter and the reverberation of Boogie approaching.
But
yeah.
I went down this
agree with
rabbit
you. I thought it was
hole of Musk interactions and it was like, wow, dude, so of course I'm not Elon Musk and I've never been anything like that, but I have at times received more praise than I should have. And that can like fuck with your head too. Like right? When people think your jokes are funny, when you're in an Xbox lobby and because you make YouTube videos, everyone like wishes they were in your game. Everyone wants to be on your team. I asked for help on BDOM and every guy there is like making it their life's mission to support me to take this flag. That fucks with your head. Imagine Elon. 1,000 times that, you know, it'd be hard to trust people. Like it'd be hard to parse true support from just people blowing you. Like, that's such a good idea, Zuck. Oh, Zuck, you're so brilliant. Oh, Elon, no one could have thought of this idea. Like, and then when like your loved one or something like gave you a sincere compliment or something, there's probably a part of you that's like, really? Or is it because you have 5 vacation houses? Like or is it like she's like, hey, yeah, that looks nice. And it's like, yeah, I'm used to hearing I'm the most handsome guy to have walked the earth. So for you to say that looks nice is damn near an insult.
I heard that Musk
maybe they need no man. If they need to hire a no man who just has a bad attitude, just is always negative. He's like, Taylor, I think I'm considering buying Twitter. I'd be like, what, are you retarded? No, don't do that. And then it ends up working out.
After the Johnny Depp trial, I know they were trying to cut Amber Heard out of that next Aquaman movie, and reportedly Musk sent a lot of lawyers to threaten them with lots of lawsuits. They tried to cut her out of her contract.
I heard
Why?
that too. I think I invented a.
What do you mean?
false
Because he
timeline, though.
fucks
When?
her.
Oh, they dated.
They used to.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So it wasn't a long time ago that he did that? Because you said
Which
after
part?
the Johnny Depp trial, Musk saved her career. And I heard that Musk saved her career, but I made up this thing that it was like before Johnny Depp. So I
don't know anything about that. Anything that happened before Johnny Depp. I'm talking about like right now, recently, because Aquaman 2's being filmed and everything.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. Yeah, I filled in some blanks incorrectly. Yeah,
She was almost fired from Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, the two actors. Yeah. I keep hearing bad things on the set of Aquaman 2. Not that I give a fuck, but it's funny that they said that what's his name that plays Aquaman, the big fucking Khal Drogo,
Momoa, something like that. Jason
Momoa.
Yeah.
Is he drunk on set a lot? I kept reading that.
Jason Momoa was drunk on.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me a DC film isn't going smoothly?
Man,
that's hard to believe.
Aquaman seems like just some easy shit. Like I would just do Little Mermaid clones all the time. Like,
Didn't Aquaman make like shit tons of money in China? So it's actually like it made a bunch.
I don't know anything about this.
Did they pay for intellectual property in China?
Oh, I thought.
Well, they sell movie tickets,
Yeah,
people steal in China. Like, I don't know. If you told me that when a movie airs in China, they don't send all the money back appropriately, I would believe you.
Yeah, Aquaman grossed globally 1.152 billion.
I think it's a real important movie entertainment market. You see like all the pandering and tons of movies to China.
That's
true. You make sure, we need another spaceship. Oh, the Chinese have one, luckily. Oh, and then we have a scene where the Chinese are like, let's bless the Americans with our secret spaceship. Oh, we're so kind. We're so generous.
That's true. I'm not looking at it through the right lens because, like, through software, the culture is, or at least was. This is back when I worked in software. In India and in China, if you paid for software, people just looked at you like you were stupid, like you burned money. And here, there's a certain pride. Like, I have Photoshop, but I bought it. I use Sony Vegas all the time. I actually paid for that shit. Like, you're proud that you're not a thief. In India and China, people they just look at you like you're a dumb person. Why did you give away $600 when you didn't have to?
I know the Meg was kind of annoying. There's like a whole Chinese subplot, and there's like all these Chinese characters I don't care about. It's like, why are these Chinese people here? Where do you come from?
This is the giant shark movie.
Yeah. There's lots of movies that are like that.
Yeah,
it's a big movie market. Lots of.
I'm gonna get more sensitive to this. The Chinese just happen to have the best rocket engine in the world, and they saved NASA's butt. Like, I wonder if that was a little just.
What I want to watch like a Chinese war movie or a Japanese war movie about fighting the US, because I've never seen the other side movie, and that would be kind of cool.
I'm almost positive I just saw a clip from one, and like the Chinese guy's hiding behind a tank, and like seems like a Western sniper. They're having a sniper battle, and the Chinese guy has a pan on his foot, and he's like sticking it out the end, but the Westerner thinks he's using his hand to stick it out, so just to distract him. And so he's not paying attention that he's using his foot. So he's stretching out on the other end with the rifle to shoot him. And so, he uses his tricky Chinese ways to kill the Western side.
Clever.
I'm pretty sure that's what I was, clever. I'm pretty sure that's what I was seeing there on Reddit.
And it was Chinese?
Yeah, I'm almost positive that was a Chinese dude killing like an American guy.
When did we fight the Chinese?
It's an action fucking movie in China, bro.
Oh, it's a current, like an imaginary movie. I'm picturing it to be like, it was World War II. That was the Japanese. You got it.
We had direct combat with the Chinese in Korea in 53 or whatever it was, right?
I wouldn't trust one from Japan because they've been our buds for so long. They wouldn't make Americans look terrible the way like we make Russians look terrible or whatever. Like, I'd want one from a country that still hates us to see. Like an Afghanistan war movie, like from their perspective, and like seeing the.
It probably looks like Bollywood.
I want to see an Afghani horror movie, but the monster is Navy SEALs.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
You're like hiding, like you got the camera in your face and the snot's from dripping down. Fucking Americans with quad nods coming through with M4s and lasers and shit. The dogs, you got the canines and stuff with the metal teeth.